take this ugly two-tone dresser that's damaged and turn it into something that is so much prettier. In one of my previous videos, I showed you how to make this desk from scratch, and the design of the legs are my inspiration for this dresser. The biggest problem with this dresser is how easily the top comes off. Let's fix that. The drawers are attached by little screws on the side by the slider, so we had to start by removing the screws to be able to pull the drawers out. My plan to hold the top in place is to use these little metal L-shaped brackets, and I'm using a whiteout marker to mark the holes so that when I go back to drill, they'll be already in place for me. Back upright again, I cleaned it really well in order to prepare it for paint. You want to get off all grease and dust. I'm really excited to try out Dixie Belle Slick Stick. It's formulated as a primer to help paint stick to slick surfaces like this laminate dresser. So I have to tell you the magic trick I just learned. I cannot recreate it because I'm not putting that lid back on, but you saw me struggling to open it. My husband couldn't open it, so I started frantically Googling what I do. Didn't understand why people buy paint in jars if this is like a common occurrence that the jar lids glue shut. And this wonderful woman on a YouTube video said that if you turn the jar upside down and bang on it twice, it will open like magic. I swear to God, that's what happened. So we're back on track, and now I'm here for round 2 to paint the dresser again. I'm going to start decorating the trim pieces to go on the dresser now. I like Bare Marquee. It doesn't require a primer. It works so well. I just do 2 coats. And for these little trim pieces, I'm painting just 3 sides, the little tiny side edges, and then the top as well. For the dresser, I'm going to be trying out a new cabinet paint by Behr in a coral color, and I'm so excited. Now for a final coat of white paint for the drawers and the trim, and then a little cleanup, and we're going to move on to power tools. For the tricky design that I'm trying to recreate in the middle, I was having a lot of trouble with the measurements, so I decided to tape it off and then get my measurements from there. Thankfully, I had tape that was exactly the same size as the lattice I was using, so it worked out. Once the wood filler was dry, I started to sand it. I tried to start with a vacuum, catching all the dust, but I quickly gave that up as it was too difficult. And then I just sort of vacuumed it up after I'd done a specific area. Once I did a couple spots, I really didn't like how it looked with that first sanding block, so I added some sanding paper that was a coarser grit because I really wanted this to look perfect. Now that the sanding is done and cleaned up, it's time to caulk. And I've taped everything off because I've made my tape lines really tight, and I'm going to pull the tape lines later. This just helps me have really clean caulk lines. You'll see that after I run the caulk down the seam, then I wet my finger and I run my finger across it to smooth it all out. The goal is not to have any of the white caulk showing when we pull the tape. I'm simply just filling in the little space where the wood is matching up to the side of the dresser. We're going to do this on both sides of the dresser, everywhere around the design. So while I still have the tape on, now's a great time to go and do some touch-ups, painting over where I had the wood filler and then hitting the sides of all of the boards that are on there. I have to move quickly though because I want to pull the tape before the caulk dries too much, or else it won't be a clean pull. And with the tape pull being done, that's it. The project is over. I really enjoy my new dresser and I hope you like it as well. Please follow me to follow my next project on this channel. Thanks, guys.